Okay. It's all set. We'll keep that there. Okay, I don't have Twitch up. I need to get that up too. Look at that. A little bit of wind chill. Can't help that. What's up, buddy?
Heyo.
So, no, I started listening to the,
You there?
I'm still here. Can you hear me? Oh, give me a second.
You there, dude? Oh dear. Okay.
Microphone settings. Apprentice. Authorizations. Voice. Huh. There we go. Now you can hear me.
Yay! How you doing?
I'm doing great. I've been reading Dark Plagueis the Wise.
Ooh, nice.
I got to the point where Darth Sidious is actually becoming an actual Sith now, and he took Maul under his apprenticeship.
Nice, nice.
So,
Very solid.
and then it dawned on me that they were having a conversation with Plagueis, and Dooku was. I realized Dooku was Qui-Gon Jinn's master,
Yep.
and then Yoda trained Dooku, but Dooku was like always like on the line of crossing.
Not quite, no. Dooku's fall to the dark side was an eventuality that happened over a long period of time. So unlike Anakin, where Anakin didn't really have much of a support network, he pretty much had Obi-Wan and Padme,
Right.
and and if you want to go with the Clone Wars, he had Rex and Ahsoka as well.
Right.
And and it just happened to be when he fell, nobody was there to catch him. With Dooku had a support network. The issue is that over time, for the sake of other people and for the sake of what he believed was right, he little by little sacrificed that support network piece by piece.
Okay.
Until eventually, when he did fall, there was nobody there to help him.
So,
And
so for Dooku, it was more of a build-up.
yes, it was very much a thing of he had many different things and many different people there to help him resist the dark side. And it just over the course of time, that support network just sort of fell apart for different reasons. So he had a sash that he would use in a ritual to spiritually purify himself after he was exposed to the dark side or something very traumatic.
Right.
He gave that sash up to a medic so they could use it as a bandage.
Oh wow.
Yeah. He had a bird that had been gifted to him by somebody very important to him, a person who had ended up dying. And he had kept the bird, and it was very much a close being to him. It was very important to him. And Dooku had always demonstrated very much talent in animal control and animal kinship. Two very, very interesting abilities.
Yeah. So he wasn't just a master duelist.
No, he was definitely a master duelist, but Dooku had many talents.
Interesting.
Yep. So he had animal kinship with this bird, and in an effort to expose a conspiracy that was within the Jedi Order itself, it
Right.
was very much a thing of corruption. In the attempt to expose this and gather evidence and levy accusations against a member of the High Council themselves, this bird ended up dying.
Mm-hmm.
And he used its corpse as part of his evidence. And he was, by the end of the whole debacle, he was so disillusioned with the High Council's judgment, because they basically, while punishment was levied, nothing was fixed.
Right.
And he was so disillusioned that he didn't even register on an emotional level that the bird was dead. And it had died, sacrificing itself to save Dooku. And so I don't think he ever really got over that.
I don't blame him.
Yeah. And then there's the fact of his best friend kind of, one, stole the master that he had wanted, because he originally didn't want Yoda. He didn't want Yoda to be his master. He wanted a different Jedi master to be his master. That master passed over Dooku in order to train Dooku's best friend. Which really stung Dooku, because he was more talented than everyone else in his class.
Right.
And he'd worked so hard to get that one person's attention, and everyone knew it. And they just sort of swept Dooku aside, and then Yoda chose him. And Yoda's first lesson was not a very kind one, I'd say. At least it was a good lesson, but it was not taught to Dooku in a kind way.
Right.
And that in itself, while he remained friends with his friend and with that mentor figure, he again never really got over that, because after his best friend was taken by the person he wanted to be taught by, his best friend stopped associating with him. His best friend being Jedi Master Sifo Dyas.
I recognize that name.
Your Shanax?
He's the man who commissioned the clone army.
Yep. What? But
Yep.
he was the one that commissioned the clone army on behalf of.
With the intention of it being an army for the Republic.
You will tell me where the slaves are
And
make reparations for your
Dooku kind of organized Sifo-Dyas's assassination, so he could then take over management of the commissioning of the clone army. Sifo-Dyas was the one who initially, made the commission, made the purchase.
Right.
And then once he died, via his proxy, Dooku was then managing all the details of what needed to go into the inhibitor chips and what specifications the clone army should have.
Okay, so the one question I have is, this plan was laid out between Sidious and Plagueis, right?
The creation of the clone army and in the Clone Wars and all that? Yeah.
The one thing
Yes.
I don't understand is, it seems, I could be wrong, but it does seem like if Sidious didn't do what Sidious did, I think the plan was going to fail.
If Sidious didn't
Like,
kill Plagueis?
yeah.
Not really. So, Plagueis' plan was for Sidious to become Supreme Chancellor and the whole Clone Wars to happen.
Right.
And they were going to have the Separatist, the CIS. Plagueis was basically going to be, his plan was that he would be the co-chancellor.
Right.
So Sidious would be put into, he'd be given emergency powers, he'd be given a bunch of this and that and this and that. And Sidious would say to the Senate, well, this is an inordinate amount of responsibility that nobody's had to deal with in a long time. I can't do this on my own. Therefore, I'm nominating a non-senator who is absolutely capable of shouldering part of this responsibility. And he would name Hugo Damask as his co-chancellor.
Right.
Thus, they would share power together and shape the galaxy in even more detail than Sidious ended up doing. So imagine if you had Sidious playing Chancellor Palpatine, but you also had Sidious being able to handle all the details that he can't handle while he's playing Palpatine.
Right.
Yeah. Imagine if you had that. If you had two Darth Sidiouses simultaneously working on one project, instead of Sidious just juggling everything.
Yeah, that would have been a lot more terrifying.
Exactly, and that's what was going to happen if Sidious hadn't killed Plagueis.
The only reason why I brought that up is because it seemed like Plagueis was, he was planning the whole Clone Wars thing, but was it Sidious that decided to use humans, or was that Plagueis?
It was Sidious's suggestion. So Plagueis had the initial prototype for the plan was that they would create a clone army that was resistant to Force powers.
Yeah.
And then they would use the clones to wipe out the Jedi. And then Sidious suggested, well, what if we swapped sides? What if the clones were the quote-unquote good guys? They'd be perfectly positioned to wipe out the Jedi from the back.
Right.
To which Plagueis says, that's a very good point. Let me work on that. And then together they hatched out the Clone Wars.
And that's where I was talking about, I think without Sidious, the plan probably wouldn't have worked. At least not as well.
If I'd say, in all likelihood, because the co-cloning project with Plagueis had chosen like 3 different species for potential Force-resistant clone armies. Each one, the Kaminoans had pretty much they tried to clone, and they ultimately told him it's just not worth it. Like, this species can't be taught to be obedient soldiers. This species just can't be cloned because there's too much genetic variation. And this species, it's just a beast.
Right. I think the beast lizard race that he wanted to have clone is just because they had essentially force shields or emitters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically. And Plagueis ultimately was kind of, in my opinion, Plagueis was kind of reaching the end of the line of inquiry on the clones. In my opinion, he would have ultimately been like, it's just, this idea is just not working. Let's put it on the shelf indefinitely.
Well, I mean,
Maybe,
that is the plagueist thing to do.
yeah, because Plagueis doesn't really throw out ideas. He just puts them on the shelf until they become relevant later.
Yep.
Yeah. And so I think he would have just put the clone army on a shelf indefinitely until he found something else to do with it. But he ultimately probably would have moved on to a different idea of how to take out the Jedi.
Right.
And it is, you're correct, without Palpatine, yeah, the Clone Wars doesn't really happen. But that's not to say that Plagueis wouldn't have figured something out.
Right.
Because Plagueis was, by all means, not only a prodigy in the dark side, he was a genius in terms of tactical plans.
Right.
It would have taken a much different turn of events.
In probably a longer time period. Even though the time period has been going on since the start of Mang's line. So.
True. But, alright, let's even put Plagueis and Sidious aside. Plagueis and Sidious, they created the Clone Wars, yes. The thing is, though, in a certain regard, the Clone Wars was going to happen regardless of whether they were there or not. It wouldn't have been called the Clone Wars because there wouldn't have been any clones involved without them.
Right.
But it would have, with the whole secession of the CIS and the Galactic Civil War, that still would have happened.
Yeah,
it just would have happened many years later than it happened in the timeline.
Well, yeah, that's just Senate politics at that point, though.
Yeah, it was always going to happen. It just, the efforts of Plagueis, Sidious, and Dooku kind of sped things up.
Yeah. I would say so.
Yeah, but that shit was always going to happen.
So
The Republic is just not good at keeping systems cooperating together for a long time.
well, I mean,
The fact that they were able to get things cooperating together for as long as they did during the High Republic
yeah.
is impressive in its own right.
I mean, that's the one downside of having a galactic, not even empire, but like Senate, is everybody has different values and religions and whatnot, and it gets in the way of communication and everything else.
Yeah. Unless you go the route of Dune, in which case you got one hand on the religious idolatry and the other hand on the galaxy's balls.
Well, all you gotta do there is just give everybody spice and it's fine.
Or you can threaten to give them no spice.
Yeah, and then it's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Either way, I got all the power because you need the spice, and then if you need the spice, I'm not gonna give it to you unless you do what I say.
Either one, you do what I say because I'm feeding your addiction, or two, you do what I say because I'm not feeding your addiction.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And the moment Paul realized that yeah, he who controls the spice controls the universe, yeah.
That's the one line I actually fully, like, I still need to sit down and watch the Doom movie. I read the book. I read the book years ago.
I read the book several times. I watched the miniseries. I watched the old movie. I have not watched the new movie.
I've heard it's okay.
From what... Alright, so I had a friend who's not read the book, who's not watched any of the old stuff. He watched the new movies, and he was dead confused about what was going on.
Did you explain to him that the spice must flow?
I explained stuff that he seemed to be confused on. He didn't ask about the spice, so I didn't go into detail about it.
I mean, I'll be fair. I'll be real honest. The book itself, even the books themselves, it's written for a specific audience because reading it when I was younger, I didn't understand half of the shit that was actually going on because of the nuanced politics.
Oh yeah, the book is really dense material at times. It's like it took me like 2 rereads just to fully comprehend what was going on and all the different subtleties.
Yeah.
Because it's got so many layers with it.
There's the family stuff. There's literally the hierarchy with the mothers and everything else. I'm just like, that's so much.
Yep. And then that's not even like accounting for all the future seeing and prediction bullshit that John, that Paul, not John,
Yeah.
that
Your
Paul
client is safe
sort of
now. I think I've flushed all of the
experiences.
assassins.
Like he doesn't.
Oh,
man,
It's
crazy.
It's a lot. And I think that's what makes Dune such a good story is the fact that as you get older, the more you actually understand of it.
Yep.
I think that's why I really like Starship Troopers too. Because as a kid, I watched Starship Troopers, and the only thing I was like, ooh, everybody's fighting. I love this. And then you actually get into the politics of it, and it's like, holy shit.
Yeah, I need to read that book. I really do.
I'll tell you what movie you should never watch.
What?
The story adaptation of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Which one?
The movie.
Which one?
There's more than one?
Yeah.
I only know of the one that was so terrible.
Are you thinking of the one with the guy who played Bilbo in The Hobbit?
Maybe? Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Good.
Movie.
All of the dolphins on Earth simultaneously left with leaving us one message: goodbye, and thanks for all the fish.
Okay, yeah, the one from 2005, I think.
Okay. I thought it was an adequate summary of the book.
Summary, yes. But it was still like... I think what really ruined it for me is... They did really go with Marvin, but I really hated Marvin's design.
I 100% agree with that. The actor did a phenomenal job, but the design was just
the whole entire design of the movie was just bad. But I could almost pass it off as one of those like B-tier spoof movies.
It had that vibe to it, yeah.
I didn't know that they made another one in like 2012 or something.
Remember, Hitchhiker's Guide originally did not start off as a book. It started off as a radio broadcast.
Yeah, it did. I remember that.
It's some crazy shit.
It's one.
And they had all the.
It's one hell of a book, though.
Oh yeah, it is. They had the writers. The main writer. He wrote so many characters with absurd names due to the fact that the I think it was one of the stenographers, person who was pretty much writing out all these scripts. He had a crush
The
on her.
spaceport is overrun.
And
We've got to corral these little guys.
When he pretty much like asked her out, she very rudely rejected him. And he was petty. He held on to that, so he would write out these ridiculous, absurd names just to make sure that it bugged her.
You're fine.
Yeah.
As petty revenge.
Yeah, that sounds about accurate.
Yeah.
Did you ever have the misfortune of watching the Aragon movie?
Yes.
I feel sorry for you.
I never read the books, too, so...
Oh, okay. But it was still bad, even though you didn't read the books.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It was. I even just watching the movie without the context of the books, like, I knew that shit was bad. And it's even more unfortunate because it has an actor who I really like in that movie.
Yeah, they didn't... I know which actor you're talking about, but they just didn't give him a good script. Because they didn't take anything from the books to make that movie.
I'm curious which actor you think I'm referring to.
If I was to take a guess, it's the one that plays the Shade.
Yeah, the Dark Wizard guy.
Yep.
Yeah, that's him. How the fuck do you know?
Let me put it this way. That's the part of the book I got pissed off about, is how they portrayed the Shade.
Huh. I really like that actor though. Like, he's in a bunch of stuff I love.
Yeah. But no, the portrayal of like the Shade, because it's not a wizard, it's supposed to be a shadow shade.
Oh damn! So it's supposed to be more of like a dark entity.
Yes.
What the shit?
Well, they had to make it look human-like, so instead of using like a 3D like CGI thing, they used a person. I'm just like,
yeah. Ugh.
because yeah, the whole entire end of the very like the whole entire, not to spoil the book. I guess I can spoil the book. I don't fucking know.
At this point, I'm not gonna read the book. It's been too many years.
That's fair. So the way it actually ends in the book is he fights the Shade one time, almost dies, he gets saved, he then gets trained properly by Brum.
Babe,
Okay.
babe, when you stream, you need to close the door.
Okay,
I could hear you in the kitchen.
I'm sorry. So, and then he gets trained by Brum, and then they go into the cave thing. My memory is not the best, but they go in, they get more training, and then he learns about the elves. Elves help him around, but he's by the end of the book, he's supposed to almost be dead, like he's missing.
Oh damn.
Because he goes down there with the Shade and nobody knows what happens.
Oh, okay. I'm picking it up. Okay, that's a pretty cool way to end the book.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty like ambiguous.
Yeah, because they go down into that little downtown city area where all the dwarves and elves are living underground, and then the cave collapses.
Huh.
Which they do show the cave collapsing, but he like hops on the dragon and is fine, and I'm like, this is awful. But yeah, no, the book is fantastic. I own all of them in hard copy. That's how much I enjoyed them when I was younger. I even bought I got the prequel a couple years ago. Murtog.
I am frustrated at myself right now because I went shopping and got all the ingredients necessary to make the Witcher cookbook's Kraken stew.
What did you forget?
I forgot the beef broth.
Oh, the main ingredient.
Yeah. I have everything else.
I would be so pissed. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, I was cussing up a storm when I realized it when I got home and I looked at the bags. Oh, and I got the ingredients for 2 different lambus bread recipes from Lord of the Ring.
Nice.
And I have most, but not all, of the ingredients necessary for making one of the chilies. The chili um, that Brian makes in the office.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that chili recipe is in the cookbook that he has. I have most but not all the ingredients for that. So it's like everything I wanted to make, like except for the lambus bread, but I didn't want
Yeah.
to do that tonight.
Right.
Do that later.
I had something new for dinner tonight.
What'd you have?
Vietnamese pho noodles, like a ramen type thing.
Pho? Pho
Yeah,
noodles?
that's it. Yeah,
Nice.
it was interesting.
I don't really have pho all that much, but when I do, it's usually pretty good.
I think my biggest thing is, so it was from a packet,
Ah.
but the issue was it came with sriracha sauce,
Oh dear.
but it still wasn't spicy enough.
Well, sriracha isn't supposed to be
No.
super spicy.
For some people, it's super spicy.
Are you one of those people?
No. No. The only reason why I don't eat Thai food in the house is because nobody else would eat it. Because that's too spicy.
Alright, alright. I'm gonna have some. What should I have? Lentil soup or chili?
Lentil
From a can.
What type of chili from a can is it?
It is light sodium Amy's organic chili, medium heat.
Sounds interesting. I'm assuming the beef is organic?
Would imagine.
If not, it's just a vegetable, and I don't think you want vegetable chili.
Yeah, but that's basically what lentil soup is going to be, right?
Yeah, that's true.
The slaves are free.
I know. We've had some make their way back here. And they're telling everyone how one man took out all the
I'll go for the
Twin
chili.
Suns. I'll send some of
Why
the
not?
militia boys to
That's a
hold
good
that hangar
choice.
the Suns were working out of. We'll make sure no one starts that sort of thing up again. On behalf of the free men of Tatooine, I thank you.
So I got a shader pack for Star Wars: The Old Republic.
Nice.
It makes the game look so much better. It also puts the game into 4K.
So, how'd you get the shader pack?
Autumn found it for me.
And how did you install it?
Mods.
I don't know how to mod Star Wars: The Old Republic.
I don't really know either. I can send you what I found.
Okay.
Or Autumn can do it. I don't know if she's here anymore. You gonna
Hi.
help me? Hi, Autumn. I'm giving away my keyboard.
So it isn't 4K. It just makes it HDR and adjusts the colors so they're not so
Where is it so I
terrible.
can send it
And
to 'em?
it's in Nexus mods.
Ah, thank you.
I found it. I'm sending it to you now.
Much appreciated.
But yeah, no, you can change the gamma and everything. So if you want it to be like warmer or whatever, you can do all that too.
Nice.
But yeah, no, I wanted something that like made the game feel more updated.
Understandably, they've been struggling with that lately. It is an old game.
It is, and like for them to actually like properly update it, they would actually have to like
Welcome. Please select an available travel route.
what's the word?
Have
Put
a
it
safe and
onto a
pleasant
new
stay.
engine, which they can't do.
I mean, theoretically they could. It would just cost an inordinate amount of money.
Well, that and they got to make sure that everybody's saved stuff doesn't get lost.
True, true.
Because I think you would lose your shit if you lost 12 years worth of frickin' stuff you worked for.
Nah.
Nah, you would be fine. You wouldn't rage out.
Rage out? No. Rage out implies that I'd be in any kind of state of mind to have a cognitive thought. No, I'd just be upset.
We'll just see you like running around wherever you live, just naked, being like, "Give me my game back."
Just setting random shit on fire.
Yeah, I can see it. I'm sure if, like, I think that's the one nice thing about not Blizzard, but World of Warcraft. The one nice thing is that they still have their old data mines, and they've been handing them out to, like, communities. So whenever it does become end of life, it's not gone.
Yeah, they hand the keys to the kingdom over to the community.
Yeah.
Yeah, which honestly, I hope. Oh, there is beef in this. I hope New Old Republic does something similar to that when it finally does reach end of life.
I hope so.
But considering how they're under the Disney regime, I don't know if that's gonna happen.
It's a hope, but I doubt it. But I mean, we have that. It's not really gonna affect us because they're reaching out in the EU first. But the Stop Killing Games thing. Have you heard of that?
I heard about it. I also heard that it was kind of dying in America.
Dying in America, yeah. Part of that is not a lot of people really were talking about it. And then you get people like Pirate Software making it sound worse than it actually is.
Which is yeah, I heard about it. Which is surprising because usually he's very helpful with the community on that sort of stuff.
Yeah, I think I'm not saying he's getting paid off, but it's definitely something where he's just either getting paid off or being extremely disingenuous about what it actually is.
Yeah, but like I don't understand like why he would. This doesn't seem like the guy to get paid off.
Yeah, I know. But it's the ones you don't think are going to get paid off that you got to watch better.
Valid.
But yeah, no. Because, like, it as a concept is great because everybody's like, oh, this only applies for MMOs and online games only. I was like, no. Any single-player game also should not have a end-of-life service type thing.
Agreed.
Especially if it's... Like, I can understand... And this might be a hot take, but I could understand a free-to-play game that's, even if it's single-player... If it goes end of life, I don't expect it to actually be handed to the community.
Yeah.
Like, you're just asking for way too much. Because somebody that has a free-to-play game, I would say 6 times out of 10, it's probably a single dev or a very small team. It's not your super big companies.
True. Oh, and then you got situations like Mud and Blood, where the death of the free-to-play for that game was the best thing to happen to it.
Right.
Because it was free to play on a Flash player, and then when Flash player died, it was forced to move to Steam. And the creator ended up putting more work into it than they'd ever had done before.
Right.
part of Shog's little Gamorrean clan.
So that was.
It also helped in that regard that they got more eyes on it.
True. More exposure on Steam.
Because let's be honest, most people don't know about Flash players.
Yeah, well, especially now because they're dead.
But like
they were declining for a long time.
I mean, it's the same thing as like the early 2000s when Flash games were the hot thing, where you just like hop onto a browser and just play a bunch of Flash games.
Yeah, that was fun.
And then 2012 came around, and then it just died.
Mm-hmm.
But you can still go to places like Steam and still find those Flash games, which is nice.
Are you with Zerka Corporation?
One game that I know for a fact that will never come back, but I sorely miss it, was... Did you ever hear the game Dawn of the Dragons?
What's up?
You didn't hear the dog whining at the door?
Oh, I was ignoring her.
Hmm?
I was ignoring the dog.
She was in your room.
Oh, why did you leave her in here?
I didn't realize she was in here.
Okay.
I heard her whining through your microphone.
Oh, I was ignoring her. So I remember back in the day, this one website, I think you've heard of it before. It's called Cool Math Games.
Oh, yeah.
That's a blast.
Yep.
That's a blast from the past.
Yeah, it is.
It's
Holy crap.
It's still up and running, though.
Is it?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I just checked. It's still, the website's still up, and it's got more games.
Damn. I thought for sure that thing was dead by now. Holy crap.
Yeah, no, I was like, oh, it's still going. So yeah, that's neat.
It is. Good for them.
Yep.
Who are you? What are you?
Well, that's a bit personal. Maybe another
But
time.
no, like
Rest of
when
you
I
can
thought
deal
of
with the
Flash games,
disruption.
this is the first
I'll be
website
in
I
touch
thought
later.
of.
You're fine.
We used to go on to Y8 Games, get a bunch of viruses from that.
Oh yeah.
Go to Prehacked Hub, play a bunch of dog shit games on that.
This was back in the day when we didn't know what emulators were because we were too young.
Yep.
Okay. I'm doing a bunch of side quests today, I guess.
I am booting up V-Rising. Autumn, you can join if you like.
I think she might. I don't know. I can't speak for her. That'd be sexist of me.
Aww. Chili is so disappointing.
Is it?
It has pretty much no flavor.
Like the meat doesn't even have any flavor?
No.
That's what you get for getting organic.
Valid.
Which is a terrible thing to say. Oh, speaking of bland, did you see the cereals aren't gonna have color anymore?
What cereals?
Almost all cereals, like Kellogg's and stuff, they're getting rid of their artificial colorings.
Oh shit.
So your cereal is gonna look like Cheerios.
That's like half of what makes cereal good.
I know. I'm surprised you didn't see that. I know how much you like cereal.
Holy shit. I need to stock up.
I was about to say, you might want to stock up on your color. But yeah, no, the health administration is cracking down on food dye. And in doing so, no company's actually fighting the food coloring thing, so they're getting rid of, like, their artificial colorings and cereals and stuff.
Well, at least that's a benefit from it.
Oh yeah, no, it's good, but you know, no kid's gonna want to eat cereal now.
How am I expected to eat pure white Fruity Pebbles? How am I expected to know which Fruity Pebbles are the blue ones and which ones are the green ones?
Hey, do you mind if we move over to the streaming chat so Autumn can hop in?
Oh yeah, sure, sorry.
You're good. I'll drag you in.
No girls allowed.
I
There
know,
he
girl,
is.
I'm a lady.
Got him. But yeah, no.
What's up?
What's that? But yeah, no. Yeah, they're getting rid of food colorings, which is good, but I can't see any kid wanting to eat cereal now.
Yeah.
Or, you know what they could do?
Use different things for dyes?
No. They could just make the box look kick-ass like they did back in the 90s.
Well, that too.
So you get a like a crossword on the back of the cereal box again, because that's all the fun you get to have with cereal.
Oh yeah, that was so cool. They had all the mazes and whatnot.
Who else remembers back in the day when they used to do like CD keys inside of pizza boxes?
I remember they used to do that. I never got to participate though.
I got to participate one time. I don't remember where I got it, but I got a key. I got an actual physical CD for one of the backyard baseball games.
Ooh.
Which apparently they're bringing those back.
Yeah, I saw a few of them on Steam. I was so surprised.
Good as new.
I was like, welcome back to my childhood. I didn't have, like, Madden or anything. I had backyard baseball and football. Which, honestly, I think... in spite of it, I think it's better.
I didn't have the cereal that came with freebies like that.
It was one time, and it was, like, really freaking random.
Okay, I was an adult before I tried actual Lucky Charms, and not the multi-mill version.
That's fair. Autumn had it rough.
Except for multi-mill tastes better, and Lucky Charms taste like cat food.
Like I said,
I mean-
Autumn had it worse.
Not counting the marshmallows, I'm talking about the hard cereal part.
Well, it depends upon how long you let it soak.
The same amount on both cases.
Well, alright, so if you let the round pieces soak for Lucky Charms, then yeah, it's gross. But if you eat them when it's just like dunked in milk,
Yeah. It's like
admitted-
it's like eating a milk cookie.
Admittedly, it's more like
Jedi.
a sugar-covered piece of
I told you
cardboard
how
than it
it
is a
would
graham cracker, but that's as close as that's what it's supposed to be like.
Yeah, that's true.
Glad to help. Do you
I
people
mean,
work at this
to
facility?
be fair, almost all cereal, like the actual cereal part, and not like the marshmallows or anything, it's just cardboard with flavor.
Shock drum, like Master Kawix.
Yeah.
What happened to her?
That's why you
She
only eat the
defended us
marshmallows.
against Imperial soldiers led by a Sith. She fought bravely, but the Sith was stronger.
That's why St. Patrick's Day is one of my favorite holidays.
Yeah, because you have a bowl of nothing but marshmallows.
I skip the bowl.
I know, you just buy the bag. It's almost as bad as when they came out with Sorry All Berry for Captain Crunch.
Oh
Take it.
man,
The
there's
Sith
another
killed her
blast in
then.
the past.
I assumed
Yeah.
it was going
Oops,
to
all-
kill us all. Instead,
Oops,
I only like
Sawberry.
the basic
Kawix
Captain
alive
Crunch.
and ignored us.
See,
The
for
Sith
me, I
destroyed
have to
your
be in the
droids,
mood
but
for
he didn't
cereal,
harm
but
us.
my
He
cereal of
said we were
choice
no
is
threat,
double
that we didn't
scoop
deserve to die.
raisin bran.
They don't have that anymore.
I know. That's why I don't eat cereal anymore.
Correction, they technically have
I've
it,
never known a Sith to
but
show
they've reduced the
mercy.
amount of
It was almost
reasons.
like the idea of killing us
Have
insulted
either
him.
of you tried
He
that
wasn't kind,
magic
but I
spoon?
certainly
Yes,
wouldn't describe
I like
him
it.
as cruel. The
I
Sith
like
and
it.
his soldiers took Master
You haven't
Kawix
tried it?
Oh
and
wait,
the shock
that's
drum
the
prototype
protein
into the
one
desert.
thing you got, right?
Yeah.
Love?
Nick and I were
Yeah.
attempting to restore power to this
It
facility
reminds-
I hated it.
and track them down when the Sand
I
People
liked it.
attacked.
It brought me back to actually eating like healthy cereal that tastes good.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
It is so difficult to find that these days.
Okay, let me put it this way. He basically got Cocoa Puffs, and for me, when I get Cocoa Puffs, I get them for dessert and not breakfast.
So she was like, "Oh, it's not sweet enough."
The Sand People
But
won't
no,
be a
the fact that
problem,
the Fruit
but we
Loops
need
actually
to find
taste
that
like
weapon.
Fruit Loops is
Can
so
you help?
good.
This facility
Yes.
can pick up the shock drum's locator
Did
beam,
you
but
mix
not
the
until we
chocolate with the
restore
peanut
power.
butter one?
No,
The
I
Sith
haven't done
knocked
that
out
yet.
all our generators
The bowl,
during his
the
attack.
the
If we
boxes are like
reactivate them, we
$8.
can
They're
find him,
expensive.
Master Kawix,
Yeah, they
and
are.
the shock drum.
That's
And I sadly, chat, I don't have a discount code for Magic Spoon.
that is so unfortunate.
It is. I would eat so much magic. I would be like, you know who Wendigoon is, right?
Yeah.
Remember when he used to do the cereal commercials for his channel and he'd just eat it out of the bag?
I remember the one where
He had a whole entire cabinet and the fridge and everything was just full of Magic Spoon.
I think my favorite was the one where he's like sitting by the pool side and he's talking about it, and then somebody behind him just throws one of them into the trash can, and he just turns to them slowly and is like, "Did you just throw that out?" And the guy shrugs and then he does the jump cut, and the guy's just in the pool floating face down.
Yeah, you don't fuck with Magic Spoon. This isn't an endorsement. Please pay me, Magic Spoon. I love you.
Please sponsor him.
Why do I have a prisoner in my cell?
Reasons?
Gift. You have gift in your cell.
Okay, cool. I was not expecting to see an actual prisoner.
But no,
So the wall is an additional thing too, or rather the door.
Oh, speaking of sponsorships, we ordered some Dragon's Treasure Tea.
Oh yeah?
So I'll let you know how it tastes because they do seem like they're willing to give us an affiliate code, but I told them I want to try it first.
Absolutely let me know how that goes, because you know I fucking love tea.
Yeah, so it's tea, coffee, and proper like handmade soaps.
Nice, nice. Are you gonna be getting any of the soaps too?
Not currently.
Not
We do have the tea.
We got the tea and coffee, and then so I can actually tell you what I ordered. We ordered our own sample pack with like some random ones, including one called Wizard's Beer.
Ooh.
So that one's going to be interesting. But we are also getting 2 free sample packs because I apparently ordered from them back in
100 years ago.
2022. And I'm not holding this against him because he was in the process of moving states when I ordered it. So I got lost.
That has happened to me on a few things before, yeah.
But I'm not upset about it. I sent it to him on because he's on Twitter. I sent him the screenshot of my previous order. He's like, I'm just gonna throw these in for you for free. So we get to try the anime sample pack and then the second anime sample pack for free.
Ooh.
And then Edgy Coffee, I don't know what that really was.
Basically, it's a nutty coffee with a little bit of a spice to it. I also ordered a fancy-looking coffee grinder for like $17. So I'll be grinding the coffee on video myself.
Ooh, nice. Got that fancy coffee.
Yeah, I accidentally
Looks
hit
like one of the old-fashioned grinders.
Yeah, I went and accidentally went and hit the beans.
Bean.
I went bean instead of pre-ground, so it's supposed to be super fresh too.
Nice. You can't leave coffee beans with me in the house because I will munch on them.
Yeah, you seem like somebody that would just munch on coffee beans for not even for the caffeine, just to do it.
Are these new seeds?
I am 100% called out right there. Yeah, I don't do the coffee beans for the caffeine. I just munch on them to munch on them. Yes, I gave you seeds because
Yay, thank you.
I took some oil from your chest there, so I traded for seeds and some others and saplings.
See, I had a feeling you didn't do it for the caffeine. You just eat them like sunflower seeds.
I do. I just.
You feeling called out?
Yes.
It's like I know my friends or something. I'm only giving you a hard time because I've been known to eat a whole entire bag of like those super big, like the big bags of sunflower seeds in one sitting.
Oh, nice.
Because I'm just like, I'm munching on sunflower seeds. I was like, this is great, super salty. I feel great.
Autumn.
Yes.
Sorry to interrupt, Prime.
You're good.
Do you know how to operate the prisoner management? Like,
if you're talking about turning him into a slave, he's already in the coffin.
No, oh, damn.
You weren't supposed to do that.
Never mind then.
Oh. I take it he was supposed to be for drinking blood.
Yeah, I left some rats and some sacred grapes in the prison cell. So I was going to say, if you know how to operate a proper blood extraction from a prisoner without killing, then I'd be willing to set up a trade agreement where every 2 bottles you give me of blood, I will give you a enhanced bottle of blood.
Okay. So what's the grapes for?
The grapes are for making blood merlot, which allows you to gain pretty much the same amount of blood with taking less health from your prisoner and creating less misery. The more miserable a prisoner is, the more health damage they take.
Okay.
So basically, if your prisoner has a low health and they can survive, like, say, 2 blood extractions. If you use the blood merlot, they can probably survive 4.
Okay.
So you can get more blood from them. Plus, the blood Marat can be used in ingredients for different things, such as blood infusion, which was basically what I was offering, or creating a magical item.
Okay.
So you gotta go get yourself another servant to go do that.
That's okay. That was kind of on my agenda today anyways. But I am currently distracted with the sapling that I have.
You and your plants, I swear.
I have an amazing garden, just so you know, that you haven't even come and checked out.
I've seen that garden. I've seen that garden. It looks really good, actually.
I can imagine. And to be fair, part of that is literally just for the fact that
I'm afraid that's the only good news I have.
pretty sure I'm about to die again
the
when I
shock
hop
drum's
back
locator
in.
beacon. The weapon has been
I mean,
activated.
if you do
Don't shut it
die,
down.
I can
The
just
device will
you'll
soon
just
reach critical
resurrect
mass.
at one
When
of
it
the.
does, Tatooine
And it's not like you
will
have
explode.
anything on you anyways.
Yeah,
at
that's
this
because
point.
that's because you killed me.
I didn't kill you. Some other dude killed you.
Uh-huh. You brought him on top of me.
No, I was trying to keep him away from you.
Your home will be fine, Brick.
I'm gonna
Just
try
tell me
fishing.
where the shock drum is.
Have fun.
Pinpointing the shock drum's exact location
I'm
from
gonna
here
give you
is
some stuff in
impossible.
your
The seismic
chest.
vibrations disrupt our sensors. The general region is thousands of square kilometers. We have
Nothing
to narrow
big.
it down somehow.
Okay.
Speaking of fishing,
How does this fishing thing work?
That's brilliant.
All right,
The
so
ultrasonic
you want to
scanners,
find
of course.
a.
The
you need
glowing,
your-
sprinkling water.
Whatever you're
I found
talking
one,
about,
but then
we'll
I
need to
drained
find
it.
the shock drum fast.
So you go to the
Ultrasonic
glowing
scanners
sprinkling
placed in
water,
a wide
you
pattern
cast
will
your line into
triangulate
it,
the shock drum's
and
seismic
then you wait
disturbances.
for it
They'll reveal
to
its
pretty much
location.
like
Installing the scanners
stutter,
is
I guess,
extremely
is the
dangerous.
way to
Desert
describe
region
it.
is deadly.
Mhm.
Ideally,
And
send
then
an army.
when it shudders, you want to try and hit it then to pull something.
With
Droids
the
won't be
left
ready soon
mouse?
enough, Brick. This
Yeah.
Jedi is our
Okay.
only hope.
I feel Master Quick's reaching out to me. Something terrible is happening to her.
We'll save her. That's a promise.
apparently,
Take the ultrasonic scanners. Place them at these map coordinates.
Power World
We'll
finally has
contact you by
fishing?
holo once we've triangulated the shock
Yeah, I
drum's
saw that
location.
they had a
Good
major
luck.
update.
I still need to buy it to play it, but when I had it for like trial, Autumn made me cancel me in the process of buying it. So
You're fine.
it's in
Well,
my.
it's also a lot of crafting, so I don't think you'd actually play it often without others.
I would, just because it's an MMO.
Except for it's not really.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, at least at the time it wasn't.
It was always an MMO. It's literally Pokemon with guns, but it plays like Temtem.
I thought it was like a localized MMO, so like you could set up a map.
I think you can do both. Like I think
Okay.
it has public servers, and then you can have a private one.
Okay. I've never played it myself. I've heard a lot of good things about it.
Now, if you just want to play like regular Pokemon, but in an MMO setting, that's what Temtem is.
Okay. Oh shit! It's 10 o'clock already. What the hell?
I know, it's crazy, right?
Yeah.
Time flies when you're talking to your best friend.
I thought I was your best friend.
Everybody's my best friend.
It doesn't work that way.
It totally does.
It does not.
Says who?
The fact that it's the word best friend.
Yeah. It's called bestie. You can have more than one bestie.
Yes, but you can't. Everyone can't be your bestie.
Because then they're not the best.
Well, they're the best at who they are, so they can be my bestie, so everybody's my bestie.
Oh, that's a cop out. You're not my friend anymore.
I'm your best friend.
Oh no!
Good as new.
Oh,
Hey, I caught a fish.
Oh,
I
you
think.
scared me. Oh, that was loud.
I don't know if I caught a fish, but I got an achievement, so
I'm
I'm
sure.
not seeing a fish.
Well, did you murder it?
Oh no, I didn't pick it up.
Well, that.
yeah, they don't go directly into your inventory. You have to actually pick them off the ground. Fish are good for two things. Either put them in the blood press to create oil and fish bones, or give them to your prisoner as a way to heal them as well as alleviate misery.
Okay. The prisoner that I need to retrack and get.
Yes.
But I caught 2 fish.
But your prisoner issue shouldn't be that difficult because they gave you the Dawn Stones.
Yes, I need to figure out where I put those.
They're not in your hotbar?
Not currently, no. I kind of cleaned out my inventory the last time I played. And I also kind of forgot what the name of the thing was.
Dear.
So they're in one of my things.
That's probably not the best place for it.
It's better than being on me where I could be killed and losing them.
It's
Why I
supposed-
was... Well, so last time I was on my main mission was building a prison cell. So I didn't want them on me just in case I died.
I wouldn't say Dawn Stones are super valuable. I'd say they're more annoying to make than they are difficult to make.
In which I need to make them?
You're going to need Scourge Stone.
That sounds expensive.
And where do I get that?
You can either get it from the cemeteries or you can craft it yourself using using whetstones and grave dust.
I don't think I have the recipe for that yet.
I can make you more, I suppose. If you can't
You're
find
good.
it.
I'll probably be able to find it as soon as I figure out where I live again.
Did you lose your house? Where do I live again? Oh, right. I don't remember.
I'm ended up a lot further south than I realized. Plus side is I'm close to a Waygate.
Let me see. Oh my. You're not super far. Not like the time you went exploring in the Silver Hills.
I need to do that again. I could actually carry some silver without dying.
I have explored most of the Silverlight Hills as well as a good portion of the Oakvale Woodlands.
Is this my castle? Yep.
I thought you would be able to spot your castle because usually your castle's the biggest one.
Hi.
Hi.
But yeah, no, I'm legit one of those people that is a cop out for
You
a lot of shit.
closing doors on me.
No. You're asking him to stop trolling you. That's not gonna happen.
I can't help it. I'm sorry.
Can you stop trolling me? No.
It's in my nature.
And that's why we're friends.
Okay. Blood press. Fishy and fishy.
And it's not because I troll back. I mean, I do. But mainly because I have to be the person to translate your trolling to everybody else.
I think it's most fun when I troll Matt,
Oh yeah.
but it's also has to be a rare treat because if I do it to him too much, he becomes very frustrated.
Yeah, you control me all you want because you know I don't give no fucks.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll just be like, God damn it. And then
yeah, I know. Yeah, I know you bounce
Yes,
back.
we don't have the recipe for Scourge Stone yet.
All right.
we'll go kill the level 67,000 boss or whatever.
Are you checking your furnace or are you checking your alchemy table?
I was checking the furnace.
Yeah, it would be in the furnace. Okay.
Do I have an alchemy table?
Don't you?
I don't know.
Do you remember how to play the game?
Okay, let me rephrase it. There is... an alchemy table at your castle. There's not one at my castle.
Okay, to
You're
get
fine.
Scourge Stone recipe, as well as the Dusk Caller recipe,
I
you're
got
going
the dust collars. Blah, blah,
Alright.
blah.
you're going to need to get the recipes. You'll need to beat Leandra, the Shadow Priestess, who is a pretty fun fight, in my opinion. It's
I gotta
getting
clear
to
out
her.
these notifications.
It's getting to her that's the annoying part, though.
Christina, Tristan, Beatrice. 47. Okay. Not quite there yet. But...
Nah, you got this.
It just seems like she has no faith in herself. Where the
Well,
hell?
I guess I'm exactly at their level, but I've got 4 other people to fight beforehand.
We'll get to it.
Technically, you could skip them if you wanted.
Yeah, but
She feels obligated to fight everything.
Fair.
I want the loom, and Beatrice the Tailor is the next one for me.
Oh, get the loom, get the loom.
Yeah. And then Christina's Sun Priestess. And then I get some silver bags.
Let's see. Didn't I give you the mountain pack?
I placed the
Yes,
scanners.
but
Do you
I
have a
want the
fix on
ability to
shock drive?
craft them.
Collating the scanner readings now.
Okay.
No wonder
And
the
then
sensors
stables
couldn't find it.
for
They
Gallant.
live an abandoned mining complex.
My horse is...
Sending the coordinates and the
I still
shortcuts
haven't
to
beaten
activation
for
code.
I
Everything
still
depends
haven't
on
beaten
you now,
Gallant.
but
I
we'll
need
be
to track
here
him
doing
down.
this.
I'm surprised you
you
haven't
gonna
killed
do that
one
now?
of the.
We're
Having
all
what?
going to make it. Just hang in there.
Help us see you again.
Have you
Karen
fought
out.
any of the
Greetings, Jedi.
vampire hunters yet?
I am Lord Praven.
Yeah, I've
My master seeks
let's see,
retribution for his
I
son's
beat
death.
Kristen and I beat Jade.
I must give it to him.
So the two
So-
weakest.
Yeah, so I've beaten 2 out of the 3 vampire hunters.
When are you fighting Alucard?
Alucard's not in this, but
All you want is my death.
Simon is
Why
the next
destroy
vampire
Tatooine?
hunter I
When my
need
master
to
learned the
face,
idea,
but
he
I
demanded
fought
I
him
activate
before,
the
and
shock
I'm
drive.
not eager to do that
Destroy
again
this
anytime
entire
soon.
world. I know you've located the
Especially
weapon,
since
but that won't
the
be enough.
reward is just being
I
able to
changed
build
the
Sanguine
activation code.
Whip, which
That's-
I don't intend to use.
I mean, fair, but you gotta fight all the Belmonts, especially, Simon Belmont.
I will just. I want to
Give
be
him
able to
time.
do that first.
He
Why not
wants
let
to
me
be
find out the
overpowered
hard
in
way?
one shot.
What
Simon.
are you after, Lord Praven?
My master deserves
Is that
justice,
so wrong?
but there are
No.
more noble ways to
Is
have
that
it.
even doable?
Yes.
I will destroy you, personally.
Theoretically.
Face me. If I win, I've done my duty. If you win, you'll have the
I'm
new
at the edge of a
code.
cliff.
So,
Whatever the
so the
outcome,
way you
we will
fight
battle
him
with
in one
honor.
shot is you freeze his
I
ass
rate
and then
you
throw your ult.
At these coordinates.
And if you're using a soul shard, your ults can be quite powerful.
Okay.
Don't ask how I know
Good as
that.
new.
Peter.
How do you know that?
I watched Alucard.
No, okay.
At least you know what I'm talking about.
I don't.
I haven't had her sit down and watch the Netflix TV show with me.
We don't have Netflix.
It came out years ago.
We live off of Crunchyroll.
At the moment, yeah. God, there's so much good shit coming out next month.
Isn't My Dress Up Darling Season 2 supposed to be coming out?
Yes,
next
Yes.
yes.
Oh God,
Like
you
the
got her.
27th.
You got her excited. God damn it, Kamalushi.
Speaking of which, love, I'm gonna cancel the auto renew.
On what, Crunchyroll?
Yes.
Why?
That way it doesn't hit on a day that we don't have money.
That's fair. That's how broke we are, by the way. Just saying.
Oh boy.
The only streaming service we have is Crunchyroll, and we can barely afford that.
Well, technically we have Paramount Plus, but work pays for that.
Okay, that's why I wasn't counting it, because we don't pay for it. You, as a employee servant, get it for free.
Hold on. Why the fuck are you guys paying for Crunchyroll? I have an account. I have a premium account. Just fucking use mine.
You heard him, Autumn.
You're idiots.
Because it never came up in conversation?
Don't expect us to ask for things. You know this. No,
The only time I would ask for something would be for $1 loaf of bread when my wallet was empty and my pantry was empty.
Yeah. We're very fucking... You know we're both stubborn.
Alright, let me pull up this information to see if I can...
And that came up in mine because I had $1 loaf of bread today and it was very good and it was very warm.
Ooh.
Oh, one of the big loaves?
Yeah. French bread right and hot from the deli.
I bet that was good. I'm not gonna say what I had for lunch.
Way too much.
No, not enough. I was still hungry afterwards.
That doesn't surprise me. That's why I got you stuff to make sandwiches.
I know.
Because I saw the math on that and it's like, yikes.
I ate 2 hot dogs and a whole entire serving's worth of mac and cheese from the deli.
Oh dear.
I was still hungry.
How many ham sandwiches do you want tomorrow?
Well, we can't afford 37, so...
2?
We'll do 1, just because I'll probably eat it at the house.
Okay. I leave my house only to end up back at my house.
I know. I know you're also talking about in not real life, in the game.
Kamaluchi?
Hmm?
In the vampire cemetery that is north of my base, what is that orange whirlpool looking thing?
Ah, that is a rift incursion. So basically, if you can go there for a temporary raid sort of thing that's going on, and you can get some pretty good loot from there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's most important if you have a soul shard, because soul shards they don't have a durability in the regards of the more you use it, the more durability goes down. Soul shards will just sort of deteriorate over time, and you can only recharge them by doing rift incursions. So, our server rules, I have durability pretty much set to 0, so we don't have to worry about repairing our equipment and that bullshit.
Huh.
Because I intended this map to be a lot more early player friendly.
Well, I appreciate it. I feel like in some regards, having to keep track of your gear and stuff is a waste of time.
No problem, no problem.
I feel like this server's set up how I set up games for crafting, but I still want to beat things up.
Pretty much. Okay, let me... here, this should work. If it doesn't, I'll reset the password. And we can sort it out then.
But there's one downside about sharing an account.
What?
You get to see all my hentai.
Not anymore, because with the premium, when you have
You
the
get
premium...
the profiles.
I know.
Yeah, you get the profile.
I know. I just
Also,
had to make that joke.
You think I'm gonna judge you on that shit? Don't be stupid. We're all people of culture here.
Oh, I know. Speaking of people culture, I can't watch Demon Slayer anymore.
I didn't really care for Slayer, to be honest.
She knows why.
So you know Tanjiro, right? And how his voice sounds?
Vaguely.
He's super annoying and super apologetic.
Well, he also voices an actor or character in Re:Zero. And honestly, the only difference between the characters is how they look.
Same mannerisms and everything. It's so awful.
I hated Re:Zero.
It's okay.
No, it's not.
The first season's okay.
No, it's not.
I can see why you didn't like it.
I don't see how people like it, okay?
That's fine.
I genuinely gave it a try. I genuinely gave it a chance. I think it's garbage.
I wouldn't say it's garbage as much as it is predictable because of his ability.
No, because okay, I think there were actually genuine points of it's like, oh, this is an interesting twist and way to do things. I thought that there was points of that, and I did like that. The thing is, I just, along with a myriad of tropes, I thought he was just so ultimately pathetic.
Yeah.
I couldn't stand.
We all agree on that one.
Yeah.
I'm only there for the plot.
I'm not super invested in the plot either, because it's like the plot is just okay. You've got the Witch of Envy, who it's like.
When I say plot, I mean Ren.
Now I understand why Tarnis was no match. His death was my failure.
See, you
But
get
his
it.
wife
I should have trained him better.
To be fair, Rim is like the most badass character in the whole entire season.
Yeah.
So, when enslaving or capturing
Now the Sith I
someone,
fought
is
were
there
full of
anything
hatred
I
and
want to
arrogance.
specifically look for?
You, I sense regret.
My family
So
is true
each
Sith.
give enemy type
only
will give
passions
you.
are integrity
They'll have
and honor.
two
welcome
different
the end of your
aspects of
kind.
them, and so that
The
will
Jedi
those
obsession
aspects
with
will
my
make them
people's
good in certain
extermination
areas. So
must end.
Okay.
it
Your
will
lust
just
for
really depend
revenge
upon
will destroy
where you're
this
planning on
galaxy.
sending them. If a good note of sorry, a good thing to look out for that's basically true for all of them, higher blood type.
You don't want this world to be
The
destroyed.
higher
Help me
percentile of
save it.
purity that their
I
blood
don't
is,
want
the
this
more
world
likely
to be
it
destroyed.
is that they'll be baseline more
I will
powerful.
help you save it.
Now give me the shock drum.
Okay.
I will give you the.
Yeah, so say you capture 2 servants,
I also
convert
have other
them.
things you may
One
find.
was like a 90% blood purity, one of them was like a 20%.
What have you done?
You give them the same
I
equipment,
approached you with honor.
you send them on the
and
same mission, blah, blah,
dare
blah. One is going to be more powerful than the other one, just because of their blood purity.
Jedi save lives whenever they can.
Makes sense.
I was saving you.
And in terms of feeding, is there a difference?
For capturing prisoners to feed on, blood types are important for what your combat style is. And again, blood purity is always, the higher the blood purity, the more favorable, the more desirable it is.
Okay. How would I determine what blood type is the best for prisoners?
It depends upon what you intend to use them for. So, say you want blood type that enhances your spells. You want the scholar blood type.
Okay.
If you want something that will help you gather resources, you want the worker. If you want something that's going to help you in combat for like physical, that'll help you endure stuff, you want either the brute or the beast blood type. If you want something that's going to enhance your physical damage output, then you want the warrior or the rogue.
Okay.
All right.
And what one did you have in the prison thingy, mabob?
I don't recall. I think I had. Here, I can check. Actually, I stored a few vials somewhere.
Oh, that's an anime I haven't watched yet. That's on my list.
In terms of paper, once I complete everything in the research table, do I need it anymore?
No.
Okay.
Once you've completed everything in the research table, the next step up is going to be the study. So you don't need the research table after that.
Okay.
The pass will work, by the way.
Fantastic. Okay, so they were likely the warrior or the brute blood type. That was what I put into your cage. I think they were the warrior.
My strength comes from the light side. It always will.
Master fears you. Darth Angrel commanded me to destroy the shock drum code. He wanted you. The outcome here. I will not tarnish my honor with petty
Okay,
tricks.
I have the person dominated, so I want to use the dust collar by hitting the hotkey.
Yeah, go ahead and hit the hotkey. There'll be a cool little animation, and it will teleport them into the closest prison cell.
Done the right thing.
Darth Angrel ordered the
follow-up
Master
question. How do I know which prison cell they've gone into?
I wish I had disobeyed that order as well.
That's
If Master Quix
that's
is
the
still
thing.
alive,
It will
I will
always
save
transport them
I
to
left her
the
incapacitated
closest
next to your weapon.
available prison cell.
If they haven't already,
So
the ultrasonic
I believe
vibrations
the
will eventually
only prison cell that
tear
should have been
apart.
open at this moment could be
should die like
yours,
that.
There is nothing more.
because
to
mine
say.
is occupied, and the other one is
You won our
Kevin's,
duel.
other Kevin,
Finish
and
me.
that one's occupied as well.
Okay.
you may serve the Empire, but I won't kill you. You don't deserve it.
Then honor demands I surrender to my master.
So yeah, it
He
should
will
be
do what you
the
cannot.
closest prison cell to you that's open and available, that's
Jedi are taught to see all possibilities.
either owned by you or owned by
I see
somebody
one
within
where
your
you
clan.
live on with honor.
Okay.
Commit yourself to
So
the
in
path of
theory, it
light.
should be
Become
mine,
a Jedi.
but not 100% certain.
Jedi.
Exactly. So
Impossible.
say
Your order would
Eric's
never accept me.
Eric's castle is closer to where you happen to be standing
Jedi
than
believe
yours,
in forgiveness.
and he has an open prison cell.
Accepting
the
a
prisoner
sworn
will
enemy
transport into
one's
that cell.
ranks without fear. That is
But
strength.
if he were not in the
I
same
accept
clan
your
as you,
offer.
it would not transport to his cell. It would go straight to
Too
yours
wounded
because
to
yours
aid
is
me,
closer.
But I will surrender
Okay.
to your people. Now hurry. Save this planet.
Okay, so I just turned a Sith into a Jedi Knight. Good job, me.
How?
By not killing him?
Oh. Oh, okay. I know what you're doing. Okay. Nice.
So no,
The
I'm
Sith changed the
super hyped
deactivation
for
code for the
July
shock drum,
because
but I have
not
the new one.
only
I'm on my
I
way.
think Black Clover
And
gets a
what?
new season
Rick and
next
his
month
family are in
too.
terrible danger.
Yeah.
They followed their
So,
droids
Black-
to the
I really-
mining complex.
I
tried
really
to
should
stop
start
them,
that. I
but
never
they were
did.
determined to help you. Rick
So,
just sent an emergency holo.
did you
He
like
says there's
Naruto?
something called a sand demon at the mine.
No.
It's attacking them.
So, it's better than Naruto, but the overconfidence is the main character.
Okay.
So that's why I compare it to Naruto. They get a gauge because he's not as boisterous, because everybody's boisterous in the show, especially the main character, or not the main captain for the show is voiced by Zoro.
Nice.
So his voice actor. So you can get a guys for that, but no, the main
Oh,
character.
I got a warlock vest
Nice.
while fishing.
Nice.
Some sort of creature?
Oh,
no.
a
Beast
book.
Predator is the only thing that hunts
Yeah,
great
that's how you
dragons.
unlock it.
Those
Yeah.
are massive. Rick doesn't stand a
Except I already
chance.
have it unlocked.
Please, you can't let
Oh, well,
anything
I got
happen
more
to Rick and his
tradables.
family. Save them and stop the shock drum. Hurry!
But, you know, the one anime that I actually really enjoy that I'm surprised actually got a extra season is what is that anime called? Give me a second. It's
I'm still waiting for a new game season 3.
I don't think you'll ever get it. I'm sorry.
Shut up. Shut up.
I'm sorry, sweetie. I don't think you're gonna get it.
Let me have hope.
I want it too. After you made me sit down and watch that slice of life anime, I want to see it too. But no,
And I believe the manga is finished. I just need to figure out which ones I don't have.
but no,
I'm looking forward to. It's not coming out soon. But it is confirmed. It was recently confirmed to be getting another season. Ascension of a Bookworm.
that one's on my list.
It's a slow burn.
Oh boy, so what you're saying is nobody's actually really talked about it because they can't handle slow burns.
It's really good though. It is. All right, so in regards of how do I put this? It has action, but that is not. But that is not the point.
Right.
It is technically an isekai, but that is also not the point.
Is it like okay? You said isekai, so I want to compare it. Is it like an isekai like it is with like the vending machine anime, where like combat and everything isn't the point, but it just happens?
I didn't watch the vending machine one, but I want to say no.
Okay.
Because as far as I know, the vending machine one, he pretty much becomes a merchant and travels around.
Yeah.
And in Ascension of a Bookworm, the point isn't even the main goal. Like, the main character, mine, wants to make books because she's such a huge book nerd that she wants to become a librarian when she's older. And she is obsessed with books, and then she gets reincarnated in a medieval world in which books are not accessible by the peasant classes, which is what she was born into. And so she's basically living in her own version of hell. And so she starts like, well, if I can't read books, then I'll make books. And that's her goal. She wants to be able to make books accessible to everyone, so everybody can read books.
Mm-hmm.
Not for
And
this anime.
it is really good. But that even though that's the goal, that's not the point of the anime. The point is the life that she leads. It is the people around her, the environment around her, the struggles that she endures because she is reborn into such a frail, sickly body that she appears to be younger than she is. Like, she constantly is mistaken for somebody who's like 2 or 3 years younger than she is because she's so small.
Mm-hmm.
She can barely walk. She can barely walk down the street because she's so fragile. Because she's constantly sick. She struggles. She learns the community. She falls in love with all these people.
We'll have you
and these
fighting
people
again in no time.
acknowledge like you're a strange kid, but at the same time you're quirky and you're part of our community. We love you. And it's just all these, and then top it off. It's all wrapped up in this incredibly detailed world that's been written out. You don't even like, spoiler alert, but you don't even find out that magic's a thing until like season 2. Sorry, but
Stay
like,
safe out there.
it's not.
That's such a spoiler. Oh no.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, holy shit. And it makes sense that you don't even find that out, because it's like the nobility would naturally suppress that information as much as possible. So it's like, yes, all these people die of this mysterious illness. It's literally just mana poisoning because they don't have any way to just use their magic if they're born with it.
Okay, so it's mana poisoning in the way of excess.
Exactly. And you're gonna figure it out. I don't want to continue throwing spoilers at you, I'm sorry, but like, it is such a detailed world, and it's very well done. And top it off, there are even the books for it. The books are even more in detail. And yeah, I know. But it's like, I'd say don't do the books unless you watch the anime and say, I want, like, this is good, but I want more.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm still hungry for more of this. If you start with the books, I'd say you're going to be dipping your toes into tedium.
Yeah,
Fair.
That sounds about accurate.
Yeah.
No, that actually sounds super interesting, and I'll put it on my list.
I definitely recommend it. And if you watch it and then say, I wouldn't mind dipping my toes in a bit of tedium because I want to learn more about this, I can just give you my Audible login and you can just read the book then.
Okay, sounds good. No, I will... What you described to me kind of reminds me, in some regards, and not in all regards, it reminds me of Black Summoner and Shield Hero.
I'd say it's more competently written than both.
It definitely sounds like it.
Okay, so you know how detailed the world of Lord of the Rings is?
Yeah.
And you know how vast the map is. It's not a world map, it is the map of a specific set of realms.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like, it's a few kingdoms, but that's a very detailed world. The map for, like, and they do have a map. The map for Ascension of the Bookworm is one district of one city. And
wow.
they use that.
Yeah.
You will learn the culture of these people. And it is a fun culture too. And it's completely reasonable. It's like, yes, this is a weird world, but it's like
I'll handle that
to
beast,
them
my
it's
friend.
normal.
Keep
Yes,
your
of
family safe.
course some of the vegetables scream at you when you chop at them. It only makes sense.
Oh, wow.
You're making her nerd out.
Shut up.
Yes, the children go into the woods and they hunt little fairies for the meat, and then if they kill them wrong, then they turn into stones. Then they sell the stones for sweets. And it's like, yes, this is all completely natural. Meanwhile, the main character, no, it's not.
The fairies turn into stone, or the children turn into stone?
The children turn into... Oh.
The fairy stones.
Okay.
So the children hunt these like little fairy monster creatures, and they try and kill them in a specific way so they don't disappear, and they can keep the meat. If they kill them wrong, then the fairies turn into little stones, and then the kids will take the stones and be like, oh well, they're still worth something. So they bring them into the town, and then they exchange the stones to vendors for like sweets and whatnot.
Makes sense.
And mine is like pretty much the only one who doesn't participate in any kind of hunts because she's so frail and sickly. She doesn't even know about like 90% of the magic because she's the most magic she encounters for a reasonable amount of time is just the weird vegetables. It's anyway. I'm done.
You're done.
I'm done nerding out about that anime, and that book have my full endorsement.
Okay, so on a completely opposite spectrum of writing, how do you feel about solo leveling?
I didn't watch it and haven't read it, but the book was recommended to me on Audible a few times, and I saw the abridged version of solo leveling on YouTube.
Oh no, not sister leveling.
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh no! Oh no!
I thought it was funny.
It's fucking hilarious, but the latest episode was so bad with mommy leveling.
Yeah.
Oh.
He tosses himself out the fucking window.
And he's still fine.
Yeah, because he's over leveled.
Yeah.
Okay, so right now I have the options for subdue and kill prisoner.
All right. Yes. So you have a bunch of different. So you don't want to kill the prisoner unless you're done with them and you're not going to convert them into a servant. You're pretty much just like, yeah, I don't need you anymore. You're just.
And they're a waste of space.
Yeah, you're wasting space. That's the purpose for killing the prisoner. For subdue, you need to have your domination equipped before you can subdue. And that's mainly for, like, if you want to move your prisoner to either a different cell or to the coffin.
Oh, there's blood potion and then extract blood essence.
Yes. So I'd say don't bother with extracting blood essence because you don't get a lot of it. And there's plenty of better ways to get more blood essence, like hunting or putting rats in the blood press.
Yeah, I have, it's a dime a dozen.
Yeah. Extracting blood essence from prisoners just ain't worth it. I should have left grapes in that cell. I don't think you have the recipe for blood merlot yet.
No.
Okay, so I'm assuming you can't use it.
Not currently.
Okay, we'll just hold on to those for later because they'll come in handy later.
Okay.
For now,
I got 14% warrior type blood.
14.
Yep.
All right, it's a good start. Good enough.
Oh.
So, you want to feed them rats or fish to get their health up.
Yeah, I didn't do that quick enough.
I'm assuming you killed him?
Yep.
But no, the only reason why I was asking about solo leveling is because you nerded out so hard on the bookworm. The one thing I will say about solo leveling is it's about 90% action always. So it's one of those animes you can turn your brain off with.
I heard something like that. Yeah, I heard that it's lacks in story, but it is very beautiful when it comes to action.
Okay, so they spend let me put it this way. All the budget is put into the fights.
Okay.
If you were to describe it in like zoomer terms, it's an anime about aura farming.
The fuck is aura farming?
Aura farming?
Oh, aura farming.
Aura farming, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it's literally aura farming the anime.
I thought it was just like one word.
No.
And okay. It's like, what the fuck is aura forming? Is that like some kind of like? Is that like a study of flowers or some shit?
Yeah, no. But yeah, no, it's just aura farming the anime. That's all it is.
Okay. Oh, have you watched Eminence in Shadow?
I don't think so. Is that also on Crunchyroll?
Yes, it is. It should be. I also 100% endorse that one for very different reasons. It is 100% a trash anime that knows it is and plays that to the most fun way possible.
Oh, I love stuff that knows that it's a joke so it doesn't take itself seriously.
It's exactly what it is. And I recently found one that's similar to that, but I haven't watched the whole complete thing. But I did start reading the book. It was like reincarnated as an evil lord or something like that.
Oh, I think I've seen that one.
Quite fun as well, but I'd say Eminence in Shadow was more fun.
Fire Force is also another fun one.
I watched a bit of that when it was first coming out, and then I put it down to watch some other stuff, and I just never picked it back up.
Yeah, that's how it is with anime, though. Sometimes you, like, start watching a couple episodes, like, oh, this looks neat, too, and then you just start binging something else.
Yeah.
Like, Fire Force is good. It's about mid-tier, about what you expect it to be.
Okay. I was told it's the prequel to something.
Quiet, finally.
I don't know
I
what.
can breathe again. I've been down here so long.
I was never told what it was a prequel to.
Kira and Orcus's path.
Oh, that makes
You're
sense.
both changed.
Soul
What?
Eater.
What has happened?
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yes, Fire Force is officially a prequel to Soul Eater.
What?
Yeah. Now that I know that, it makes a lot of fucking sense with the main character.
All that matters right now is you are safe.
I only survived.
Sorry, I'm
this
on the
weapon by
back foot here.
withdrawing into a deep trance. The force itself became
That
an armor.
that threw you off so hard.
Sustaining a trance
Yeah.
cost me
I am.
greatly. My strength
Wow.
is a fraction
I
of what
never
it
would
was.
have. What?
So I guess you need to watch Fire Force now.
God. No.
I'm an asshole. I troll by telling people what the fuck they need to watch.
Oh God.
You just troll people in game.
Yeah.
I troll people in real life.
Yeah. I just have a little bit of harmless fun at a moment's expense.
Question.
Yeah. What's up?
Can
What you
servants
did
hold
was
leather bags?
reckless. We'll handle things from here.
I know you faced terrible dangers for me. I will not
Yes and no.
forget
They
that.
can have it in their inventory. It won't do anything for them.
Here you are.
Okay.
I was coming to
They
help when
cannot
sensors
equip it,
indicated the
though.
shock drum stopped. You did it.
But they can
Wasn't
hold on to it
exaggerating
for
about
you.
the sand demon.
That being
Okay.
I've
said,
never seen anything like it.
that being said, they will not be able to go on any mission so long as they have an item in their inventory. That's not
I almost
equipped.
hated having to destroy it.
So
My
you
friends,
can, if you need
the
to,
danger is not
just like
yet
put a leather
past.
bag somewhere,
Even
just as
deactivated,
like
that weapon
storage.
remains a threat.
Yeah, you can give it to a
You
servant.
understand the situation best.
But if you're trying to give
What
a
should
leather
we
bag
do?
to a servant for them to equip, they won't be able to equip it. It's useless.
Okay.
I'm such an asshole, aren't I?
This technology
Yes,
can't
you
fall
are.
into the
Yes,
wrong
you
hands. Let's collapse the cavern network with explosives.
All that work. The people who died protecting it.
So my
How
Dress
many
of Darling
more
is
would have
coming
died?
out in
The
July.
galaxy is better off without such weapons.
Kaiju number 8
I will
gets
see to the shock drum.
another season 2.
You should return to your ship and inform General Varsutho
Nice,
what's
nice.
happened.
I have 4 blood in the thing.
Where's that list? She sent me a list. Did you send it to me in Discord?
Probably, I don't know.
She's very helpful, as you can tell.
Well, she said probably she doesn't know.
It's
Which
true.
means that probably she does.
I think she forgot just to make me look bad.
Well, she doesn't. You don't need her to do that.
That's true. Not that you need to rub that in. Lord of Mystery. So there's a new anime coming out called Lord of Mysteries.
Lord of Mysteries. I don't think I know that one.
It comes out June 28th. Arc Knights, the anime, which is based off of the mobile games, getting a season 2.
All right, Autumn, what do you want these bloods mixed with? I have Brute, Draculan, and let me check.
I still need to watch Dan to Dan.
Probably Brew,
With the Sand Demon dead and Imperial's gone, you should
based
Brew?
on
say,
those 2.
Before
Yeah,
we go,
I don't know
you
what
need to
Draculin does,
something,
though.
And I'd rather you hear it from me. I never told you about my childhood. I'm not who you think I am.
And you said I wanted alchemy table?
So much about you is now clear to me, Kira.
I
You're
recommend
wrong about
building one.
thing. You are exactly who I think. A strong, capable young woman.
Is it under
One day
knowledge?
you'll be a great Jedi.
No,
You could
it would
see what
be
she's
under
accomplished. You'd be proud.
crafting, I think.
We'll meet again on Tython.
Right.
Oh,
May
there
the
it
force
is.
be with you.
Draculan Blood gives increased spell power and increased spell critical chance. For level 1,
What's
level
up?
2, increase. What?
I was reading chat.
It's mainly dealing with spellcraft.
Then yeah, Brew.
Brute.
Yeah.
All right then.
No.
Brrrr.
I was trying to decipher if this person that was in Keg Chat was a bot or not.
What'd they say?
Hey, what's up? I am GA1A from America's state of Florida, but you can also call me Gab or Gabriel. It's a pleasure to meet you. Please, peasant trip on the desert world of Tatooine. You look like you're playing the dark path of Star Wars: The Old Republic. Jedi Knight walkthrough.
Sounds a little sus, but
Yeah.
it's not getting cheat.
It's not giving me bot vibes, but it is interesting.
Yeah. Hello.
But no, I'm not playing dark side. I'm playing light side. I was just running around with the Sith outfit for a second.
Tanning, tailoring bend, simple, smithy, refinement.
Get it. It's pronounced Gabe. They're also not a bot. I apologize. I don't really get many people actually chatting on Kick, so this is new.
I don't know. It sounds like a bot to me.
Woodwork. Leatherworking station. That's what I want.
What you saw was my friend in the voice call, Kamalushi, saying I am an asshole because I broke his brain. Again.
Damn right.
Ain't the first or the last time, you know that.
Yeah. Autumn, where is you? I have
Upstairs.
Upstairs. Okay, I'll be right there.
How does this floor work?
Have you tried turning it off and back on again?
Okay, I see what's going on. You've got this right.
There should be a window.
Okay, that here and then.
Or no, there should be a door.
Well, you need a door right here. There you go.
So with Sathari, the pureblood, I decided to spare him and let him actually join the Jedi Knights. Or at least turn himself in and potentially walk that path.
Alright. Nothing wrong with that.
It felt like
that?
the right thing to do.
Welcome. Do you require medical attention?
Okay, the floor's active here.
Stay
What's
safe
the
out there.
issue?
I can't use the stuff over here?
No, you would need a distributing engine to move the stuff from one room to another, one container to another automatically.
Okay.
The treasury floor is most useful in its base form if you were, say, crafting something and not refining something.
Gotcha, okay.
Please select an available
So
travel
if you were to go over here to your leatherworking table,
Have
and
a safe
then
and pleasant stay.
if you don't have anything in your inventory, but it says you can craft a leather bag, it would pull the materials directly from the containers.
Okay. I see.
Yeah. But if you wanted to move stuff from the container to a refining station, you would need a distributing engine, which I have. I have not made it, so I don't know how it works exactly.
But I thought you were a master at this game.
The distributing engine was something that was added within one of the most recent within the most recent update.
I hear nothing but excuses.
Well, fuck you. I'm gonna go make.
I'll prove you wrong by making the thing I said I don't know how to do.
Fuck you. You're not my dad.
No, I'm not. I'm your best friend.
Oh no.
Okay, that's cool. So you mixed 2 different bloods?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Does that not contaminate it?
Normally, if you were to try and consume one blood, it would just replace the one that you already have. But if you're using an infuser, then you can take aspects of one blood and add them to another.
That sounds broken. I love it.
Yeah, exactly. That's why it's so difficult to get.
The infuser?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's because it's broken as hell.
Yeah. You gotta be shitting me. I need... Oh, no.
What do you need?
I I need charged batteries.
Oh, I can't help you with that.
I could have. Was there not a planet before Korriban that was the Sith headquarters?
Well,
it depends on if we're talking about the Outer Realms or not.
all right. So it depends upon what you define as Sith. If you're talking about the original masters who would eventually teach the Sith people how to use the dark side, then they would be the Jedi who split off during the Second Great Schism. So their homeworld would technically be either Tython or Ossus.
Okay.
But neither of those planets are particularly dark side aligned.
No.
They're just kind of balanced in the Force.
So Korriban would still be like the founding location.
Yeah, that is the home world of the Sith people. If you're talking about the capital of the Empire, of the Sith Empire, the current Sith Empire, then that would be Dromund Kaas. If you're talking about the sort of crown jewel of the Sith Empire, then that would be Ziost.
Okay.
So there's a number of different planets that can fit the role of home to the Sith, but if you're talking like the birthplace of the Sith people,
I'll feel a lot
then
better
you're
when
talking
we
about
change
Korriban.
bases, Fowler.
Okay.
I don't like this.
One last question.
But just wait until you see
Yeah,
the
what's
real
up?
desert.
What makes
Hey, look who's
Coruscant
back
so
and
important?
alive. You able to find anything?
Stubbornness.
I found your data.
Okay,
along with
because
the
like it
Morians
doesn't
and the
matter
Zerpa strike team.
light side or dark side. Everybody just wants Coruscant.
Guess they must be one step
Yeah.
ahead of us.
So the
Master
Republic
Fowler?
wants to hold
It
on
looks
to
like there's a
Coruscant
call
for dear
coming in.
life because it
hello,
generally
Master
believes
Fowler,
if
Master
Coruscant
Orden.
falls, then so does the Republic, and
My
they will
little
never
visitor
recover
from
if
the
that
Gamorrean
happens.
hideout.
Yeah, that's
Especially
kind of
nice
true.
to see you again.
Kinda.
You're doing
Yeah.
well, I hope.
The Sith Empire
This man led the Zerka
wants
team I
to.
encountered.
Not a friendly face, then.
Initially,
Since I
they
didn't get the
wanted
chance
to
before, I
sack
thought I'd
Coruscant
formally
and just
introduce
destroy it
myself.
outright entirely
I'm
forever.
Galen Lixende, here on
And
behalf
that's what
of Zerka
Malgus thought
Corporation.
the plan was.
I know
That's
that
the
name.
plan that he was
I
talked
understand that
to
the
about
Republic is
with. That's the
disputing
plan that
Zerka's
he had
property rights.
helped to
I've come
initiate.
to Tatooine to retrieve
And
our
that plan
belongings,
never came to
including
fruition
Candace Orden.
because
You're
the
after more
Dark
than an
Council and the Emperor
Perhaps.
came to the
But one
realization
has to
that
start somewhere.
if we destroy
Zerka will take
Coruscant,
any actions necessary
the
to
planet
protect
that
its
has
interests.
stood for
And I assure you,
since
our
the
representatives in
galaxy's
the Senate can excuse
since the
any
wider
incidents.
galaxy's inception, it is so
Lixende.
well
They
embedded
say he's
within
the
the
son of an
politics,
executive.
social
He's
social
supposed to run the
statuses,
company's
and
special
economics
enforcement
of the
branch.
wider galaxy.
Rich
If
boy
we
took up wet
destroy
work, said
Coruscant
hot.
for good,
Up to his neck in
we will be
cybernetics. Good news
essentially
is, Zerka
gutting
wouldn't send it if we were
ourselves
on the wrong track.
for the
He
future.
wants to keep us from the old facility.
And right
Camus
here,
and I
right
could use
now,
some
if
time
we
to
try
review
and
this tape,
conquer
but I
it,
still need you. If
we
you're
could
heading
probably
into the
hold it
desert,
for a
give me
month,
call.
and then the Republic would take it back. Hence why the Treaty of Coruscant happened.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. I'm just like, it feels like almost everything just falls onto Coruscant every single time.
Honestly, it's very much an overrated planet,
It
but
is.
it has
You expect to
become
find something out
important
I have
because it has
suspicions.
been the
Opening
seat of
files
power
will
for
confirm
so
it.
many
You
governments,
can
for
reach
so
me
many
from a secure
groups,
line at one of the
for
militia
so
bases.
long
We'll talk soon.
that it just, if you were to destroy it now, it would be the same thing as reaching into somebody's body and tearing out the liver.
So, in modern terms, the Middle East.
Yeah, like it's say you nuked the Middle East. Like it's like it's not the most unappealing idea, but at the same time, it would cause so many more problems than it would solve.
Yeah. But that's the comparison I can make. It's like, that because that's not to get political, but that's just because I want to make the comparison. I get like the history behind the Middle East, but I don't get why everybody cares about the Middle East.
Yeah. Like there's plenty of interesting stuff behind it. There's plenty of interesting history, lots of significant religion behind it. But at the same time, it is very much a cause of so much historical and modern strife that one would think, why not just get rid of it? Well, the answer is, if you were to get rid of it, it would likely cause more problems than it would solve.
Yep. And that's why we don't do anything.
Exactly.
And that is the end of our political discussion.
Indeed.
I just wanted to make the modern comparison, and that's the only thing I could think of.
It's a fairly good comparison, actually. It was one that came out of a bit of left field, but it's like, yeah, that's not inaccurate.
No, I know I got you with that pause, though. I was like, this guy's getting really fucking political out of nowhere. But he's not wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
I've dropped more oil off in the thing and some other stuff if you want to take a look at it.
I'm not going to.
But I'm going to sign off because I'm getting exhausted.
You also got to work tomorrow. And Missy only got 4 hours of sleep last night.
Oh my.
And not for fun.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
It is.
Hard too.
I think we all are. I only got 4 hours of sleep too.
Fucking hell. Are none of us sleeping?
No! We're gamers. We don't sleep. Rule number one.
Rule number one.
I probably had the least stressful dream last night that I've had in forever. And in my dream, I was missing a Cher concert in a mall.
That sounds depressing.
I know, right?
That's out of nowhere.
I don't know where it came from.
I know where the Cher was coming from because every single time I turn my car on in the morning, it literally plays a Cher song. I'm not joking. She can actually admit
pretty much. Like, it wasn't the first song today, it was the second song.
I've been listening to Stupendium's Outer Worlds track.
Oh.
In the meantime,
yeah.
got a new lead. Camus hit the jackpot.
It has been stuck in my head, and I am having fun with it, being there until I get to work.
That's fair.
And then I got the line repeating in my head: we work to earn the right to work.
Yep. Yep. And that's how you get through your day, guys. You work so you can work.
Yeah.
And then I've been in the process of putting an exercise playlist together, and you want to guess what my #1 song on that playlist
He was
is?
here before Zerka abandoned the base.
I am a dwarf and I'm digging a hole.
70s.
Digging,
Don't
digging a
say.
hole.
My big worry is that Cindy and his enforcement squad will get the ground first.
Holy shit.
Because you
I
know,
have regrets.
you know that is like one of the best workout
Zerka's
songs.
not hurting anyone else.
I'm learning to trust your word. By the time you're through investigating ground,
Oh,
you'll
that
be
brings
set
back
up at our
memories.
new
Holy
base.
crap.
We will?
Ziost, I'm not sure.
As soon as you find anything, come
What's his question?
He says, what is Zaius supposed to exactly be for the Sith Empire?
Ziost is supposed to be the sort of crown jewel, the example of if we were to be in charge of the galaxy, this is the society that we could create for everyone. A prosperous, planet-wide city where it has a perfect blend of economical growth and beautification, where It's like you have plenty of lush fields that you can run in, plenty of nature, but also everywhere is a metropolis of just a paradise city. But like, it's also lacking a lot of things that make a city, like the sort of grunge that you get from natural habitation. Everything is sort of extremely sanitized.
So
to the
Japan.
point where, yeah, basically. Japan, but like modern Japan, but with still the imperial Japan mentality.
Okay, so we're talking about if we had modern Japan in the 40s.
Yeah.
Okay. I can picture that. That's depressing.
So yeah, that is basically Ziost, and it is the Empire saying we can provide a utopia like this for everyone, where even aliens that we don't like are allowed to come in and make lives for themselves here. Where they're accepted here at Ziost. If we accept refugees into the Empire, we send them to Ziost first.
It sounds like a great place until you realize.
Honestly, by all descriptions, and from what I've seen, it's not a bad planet. It's actually a really nice place. The issue is that it's very much authoritarian, which is what we see in the book Annihilation, from Theron Sean's perspective, but he's a Republic agent, so he's biased.
Well, yeah,
And you get to go to Ziost in the game, The Old Republic. Unfortunately, when you go there, it's kind of being ripped apart by the Emperor.
You weren't here before.
Oh, so he can absorb it for power?
To fix my machine?
Yeah, exactly.
What a bastard.
Yeah.
Are you
Yeah, because if I remember anything from the Old Republic that's really fucking terrifying, is the previous Emperor literally consumed goddamn planets.
Yep. So you've got.
I think you wouldn't come.
Right, so
most chaps think it's
Valkorian, aka Vitiate, aka Tenebrae. He was.
Chew up my guns and alarms.
All right.
This place used to be a fortress, but I just can't fix things
there's
anymore.
Darth Nihilus. Darth Nihilus was the Lord of Hunger. He is the one most known for consuming planets. He didn't do it the most amount of times. He wasn't the first one to do it. He wasn't the last one to do it. But he was the most powerful one at doing it.
So, Unicron of the Star Wars universe.
I suppose so.
Let's say
I don't know much about Unicron other than the fact that he's basically Satan.
Well, that and he eats planets.
And the perimeter sensors and
Yeah.
the emergency guns. They
So,
need fixing. I think it was
Nihilus was most known for that because he was the best at it.
To leave my home without
Tenebrae is the one who's done it the most. He did it to his home planet of Nathema. He did it on a very much smaller scale on Droman Kos, specifically inside the Dark Temple. And he did it to the entire planet of Ziost. And he did it on a much smaller scale on the planet of Yavin 4, on the moon of Yavin 4.
Mm-hmm.
Top it off, he also does it in a local skirmish. I forget where, but sometime during the events of Knights of the Fallen Empire.
So I have something to look forward to.
Oh, especially the Ziost one. That one is cinematic as hell when he does it. You very much have to have that one to look forward to.
Yay, I have something to actually look forward to in Star Wars. It's such a rarity. And I'm not actually joking. That's the sad part.
Unfortunate. I need more.
Man, these side quests are keeping me on this planet.
Which planet are you on?
Tatooine. It's not the worst planet to be on.
It's not the best either.
Well, yeah, you got these sand people trying to kill me.
Yeah. Okay.
You sound like you're about to pass out.
I kind of feel it. Autumn, are you in a safe zone?
I think
Yeah, give me a second.
I thought she left.
I got stuck apothecarying.
Speaking of, if you haven't watched it, go watch Apothecary Diaries.
Oh, I haven't watched the newest season. I watched a few episodes of it. I really need to pick it back up.
I would give it a few more weeks, because July 4th is the last episode of the season in Japanese.
Oh, fuck. So I could binge it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I would wait like 3 weeks.
I'm gonna do that, yeah.
Merry Christmas.
Alright, I'm in my coffin.
Okay, awesome.
Sith Lords who rule the Sith Empire after King Adis plus Marco Ragnus is Darth Tenebra. That has 26,000 midichlorians, close to Anakin's midichlorians.
Yeah. Darth Tenebrae was Marco Ragnos' chosen successor.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't his direct successor, because there was one after him, but he was the one that Marco Ragnos was like, if anybody is going to succeed me, it has to be you, because Marco Ragnos died of old age. He was not murdered. He was not killed in a duel. He died of old age.
I can't imagine dying of old age in that time period.
Yeah, this was a time period of very powerful Sith Lords, and all of them were just so scared of Marco Ragnos
you fixed everything.
that they're like,
Really
okay, we're just gonna wait for you to pass away on your own.
Not so much anymore.
Yeah, they were that scared of him.
I mean, if you're that freaking crazy, it's better to just leave them the fuck alone.
You should be proud.
He wasn't
good, honest work.
He wasn't
fixing
gonna.
farms.
He was not crazy. He was just that powerful.
Guard for Zerka, but they've been gone for years now.
So,
They left me alone.
Marco Ragnos is pretty much there. He's in his throne room, and enter small child. This child comes up to him, and he's like, "How the hell did you even get in here?"
In something that threatens
And
public security.
pretty much they just launched the sheer presence of their force ability at each other, and just basically just feel each other out. And then Marco Ragnos is like, "You're almost as strong as I am, and you're just a kid.
I left the desert and the horrors.
I need you to be my successor."
What?
Yeah,
horror?
that makes sense.
What happened to the facility?
Something attacked us from
And so
inside.
together they basically made up a plan to where it's like, this guy, one of these two is going to likely fight to become my successor. If they know about you, they'll kill you.
Recognize your uniform.
So we're gonna have you lie low while they fuck things up, because I don't trust either of them to run things correctly. So they're gonna fuck things up. We're gonna let them. You're going to let them. Meanwhile, you're going to do this, this, and this to make sure.
How'd you track us
when
down?
when shit hits the fan and they fuck things up, you'll be there to pull everybody else's ass out of the fire. Everybody will turn to you and want you to be the next leader.
Yes. May I continue? Our honeypot seems to have caught a few flies.
Sounds like a
Basically.
honeypot.
I'm free to murder you.
Yeah,
and the
basically,
old man
and that's
together.
basically what happened. The Jedi,
Let's talk this through.
the Sith Empire re-engaged with the Republic, because at that time the Sith were believed to not really be a thing anymore. Sith Empire re-engaged with them, got their asses handed to them, and Tenebrae's solution was, let's all pack up and hightail it into the unknown regions. So that's what they did. Meanwhile, the Jedi commit the ultimate sin of fighting the Sith Empire all the way to Korriban. Korriban surrenders, lays down all military arms. The Republic accepted their surrender. The Jedi do not. The Jedi pretty much order all the commanders bombard the planet.
Follow me.
Is this before? I'm assuming this is before. What's his name? Revan throws the giant freaking planet thing into the planet and blows it up.
Yeah, this is before Revan.
Okay.
Long before.
Because what you described is literally the type of fucking chaos that Revan does. So.
Yeah, this is pre-Revan. So they make Korriban uninhabitable, and the Jedi Order declares, yeah, the Sith are defeated. They're gone forever. And meanwhile, Tenebrae leads the remainder of the Empire with his most loyal followers and most powerful followers. Those two things are not necessarily the same. And they proceed to establish an empire out in the unknown regions. They establish Drum and Kos. They erect the Dark Temple. And then Tenebrae takes all of the least loyal but most powerful Sith who were with him into the Dark Temple, performs his rituals to suck out all their life and power, and entombs them in there, thus making it so nobody can possibly challenge him.
Wasn't it supposed to be like immortality, essentially?
He didn't need it at that point because he had already consumed his home planet, but
You're fine.
But yeah, it was basically just his debut of stepping out of the shadows of like, hey guys, I know I've been leading you guys through the stars, but like, I'm actually strong, and this is the proof.
That was exciting. I'm disappointed I didn't get to fry you.
Speaking of all of that, my last thing is I would really love to see a Star Wars game in the Uncharted region.
Oh, that would be insanity. Because
he's wrong.
Okay.
He's wrong. First thought.
It's difficult to navigate through that region,
all over the desert. This is
even if you know what you're doing.
You can have them.
The most reliable way to navigate around in the unknown region is to use a Force-sensitive navigator, which is not a common known thing.
I had an escape planned when I built this
place.
Like,
the Chiss know this is the best way to navigate, but they don't share that secret.
You're a lifesaver.
Hence why they're the largest faction out in the unknown region. There are navigators that you can hire, but they don't know why they're special and why they're good at navigating. They just know that they are.
Right. No. I said, something I want, it's something I know we can never really have unless you ended up, like, taking, like, either a Chiss or somebody very special and had them be, like, a smuggler or something just getting lost in that space area.
Yeah, it's not impossible, it's just very difficult to do.
Yeah. It's something I want that you'll never have because it's too hard to do.
Yeah.
Just like getting a new Force Unleashed game remastered.
Yep. New Force Unleashed game, or us ever seeing what happened on Tython during the first schism. Never happened. It'll never happen because we can't imagine the horrors that were going on.
Yeah.
So, like, we see the shit that the most powerful Sith and the most powerful Jedi can do. We see that shit. Now imagine that is around your average power level.
Right.
On an entire planet of people like that who don't use lightsabers.
They just use the Force.
They just use the Force. They went to war with each other and fought so hard and fucked things up so badly that the planet was uninhabitable.
You know what we would have a higher chance of getting?
What?
A VR game where you just play as Anakin and kill all the younglings. I'd pay for that. Don't lie, I know you would too.
Well, we kind of already got that. It's called Swords and Sorcery.
I know. But
that's basically the equivalent.
I know, but it's not modern.
Yeah, fair. But yeah.
Give me a VR game where I just kill and you get a point for every single youngling you kill, and it's a leaderboard.
If I had a VR set and a game like that came out where it's like you just going through the Jedi Temple slaughtering, yeah, I'd fucking play that. I'd buy that shit, yeah.
Also, yes, Gabe, I'm reading chat. I'm also having a conversation now. Oh, God. What time is it? Oh, God, it's already 10:30.
Oh. 11:30 where I am.
Do you gotta work tomorrow?
I do.
Morning or night?
Midday.
Okay, so I'm not keeping you up too late.
Nah.
I just wanted to make sure I wasn't screwing you over. I'm doing this literally one side quest, and I'm probably gonna hop off.
Alright. I'm shutting down my computer right now. I'm just waiting for what Dark Tide to update.
Ooh, yeah, there's a new big update, right?
Yep, my phone's about to die. I need to plug it in. There we go. Yeah, Dark Tide received an update, and so did Rogue Trader.
There is one Star Wars game I want to play, but I'm not willing to pay for it.
What's that?
I'm willing to go and actually put time into the Outlaws game. I'm just never going to actually pay for it.
Okay. Well, I would never... I have no interest in playing it, and I sure as hell am not to buy it, so...
No, you'll just watch me play it and watch me get pissed off.
Yeah. I'll probably poke you every now and again, being like, oh, isn't this dumb? Isn't this terrible?
Yeah. To be fair, I gave Fallen Order a hard time too, just because that one chick that had frog eyes. And you know exactly who I'm talking about.
Yep.
I don't know anything about Stark Brothers. Yeah, I don't know anything about Game of Thrones, sadly. I haven't read the books. I'm too dumb.
I know a fair bit. What's the question?
You know how Aerys Targaryen, I can't say the name. The second in Game of Thrones is called the Mad King because he assaulted his wife, he tortured people, falsely accused his children of attempting to usurp him, killed the Stark brothers, burned down the city for people helping usurpers. Well, Darth Tanabus is almost crazy as the king is, but even crazier. Yeah, I can see that. I know a lot more about Tanabus than I do the Mad King.
Report your ailments.
I'd say that the Darth hasn't more put together. Because Aerys Targaryen was batshit crazy.
Right.
And if you go by what the show says, which you really shouldn't, because the show goes off script so hard, then it is fucking what's his name? The Warg, fucking Brandon's fault.
Mm-hmm.
Because he projected his consciousness through time and drove several members of the Targaryen house mad. because he's a stupid bastard. But also that's the show version, which
Right.
you really should not follow.
But
anyway.
no. Anyways, I'm not gonna read it properly because I don't want to use the R word right now. The implication was strong enough with assault.
Yeah.
I know almost everything. Like, the show is literally just there for... Like, I feel the show was just made just for the sex scenes, and that's about it. I'm not wrong.
They do. Okay, so I want to say they put a bit of a too much emphasis on the sex scenes in the show, except they don't.
No, they don't.
Put
horrible place.
They put just as much emphasis on the sex scenes as the books do. They're not exaggerating when they put that shit in.
No, I do know.
Most people never get to visit a place like this.
This is a horrible place. No
I was also
wonder
told
Zerka
do not
built
listen
that
to
base
you.
in the
You
sea.
can
No one
follow
ever
the
looked
show,
right here.
but not season 8. That season sucks.
You'll adjust.
Okay, the show. Okay.
Aside from Lexende,
The show
burying
is
us
good
alive,
until
it went all right.
season 8.
Yeah,
but it very much goes off script pretty early.
It goes off script after season 3, from what I've heard.
A little bit earlier than that, but it's minor stuff that's not important.
These are official Zerka records.
Season
from
3 is
Secret
when it
Weapons
starts
Division
going
7.
off script pretty
Schematic.
blatantly.
All right. Problem is the sands.
But
What is
it's
taking
still
these
good.
readings involved?
Right.
The data isn't
But
hard.
nobody likes season 8 and beyond. You know, well,
No.
not beyond, but nobody likes season 8.
No, I mean, it's like the season 8's the same thing that's wrong with Rings of Power. It's just completely off script and wrong.
Someone has to.
Can't argue if you
Yes,
take me back.
and a number of the writers already had other projects lined up, so they really didn't give a shit about what they wrote.
Yeah, pretty much.
Which, yeah. Then they tried to claim, oh, we've been building up to this the whole time. It's like, no, you didn't.
Well, I mean, and yeah, you can say, well, he hasn't finished the book yet, so we had to improvise. I'm like, sure. But that's a cop-out.
Yeah.
Because, let's be honest, he's never going to finish the last book. And he has no reason to now, either.
Yeah, because most of the hype died with the show.
Yeah. Alright, well, I'm going to wrap things up here. If you guys liked what y'all saw, please leave a follow, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be story-driven, so I'm probably going to be playing some God of War.
Awesome. I'll probably tune in to work for that.
Yeah, because I'm going to start at 8 again, so 9 o'clock your time, so you should be home by then, I think.
PM or
Yeah.
AM?
PM.
I should be home by then, yeah.
And that's 9 p.m. your time, not my time.
9 p.m. Either I'll be home or I'll be getting home.
Yeah. I figured one of the two. But yeah, no, thank you.